Maybe they've got yes.
Morning.
One more day. Email myself to look at it. I just don't know. Okay. I just want to see some.
You know, I always need the mouse. I need a mouse. I can't. I hate the built-in mouse.
That's fine. Thank you.
LaShawn, today is Friday's Eve, but it's everybody's Friday. My mom called me this morning and she said, Stephanie, I'm watching this movie Deception with Betty Davis and Claude Rains. And you know what? I realized I've seen it, but it is a great movie. Yeah, it was filmed in the 40s, I think. And it is now 9. So stand and let me know you are here. Otherwise, I'm going to have Ruby Caceres, Canales, Balboa, Flores, Ford, Medina, Derek Reyes. All right, thank you. Jasmine Vasquez, Jasmine Madeline Vasquez. Esther Marie Mejia, you gonna help me with that last name?
I have his last name.
No, we have Ariana, Esther Marie Ariana Diaz. All right. All right. Mejia, I am embarrassed for you. Your last name is Mejia, and I pronounce those double L's as a Y. Come on. In custody, Yates, Campbell, Ralph Arespi. Thank you. Custody is Pope, Caceres. That's supposed to be by Zoom, I guess. Manadia Hamisi. Thank you. And custody is Kariaga Bawani, Aran Bawani. Thank you. Custody, Andrade Hernandez, Joseph Kruger, Joseph Daniel Kruger. Custody is Sosa, Jesus Trevino. Thank you. Custody, Rodriguez. Sarah Elizabeth Gutierrez. Thank you. Christopher Esquivel. Christopher Esquivel. Alex Espinoza. Giovanni Ortega. Thank you. And custody is Andrade Felix Acuna, custody. Amanda Mahula. Thank you. And custody is George Cantu. Angela Perez. Angela Perez. Riot Aguilar. Riot Aguilar. Eduardo Lopez Tovar. In custody is Garces, Warrington, Bishop, Paulo Lara. Thank you. Macedonio Martinez. David Vargas. Thank you. Stanley Gooley. And custody is Luis Buentello Herrera. Justin Barella. Ariana Fuertes. Juan Soto Victorino, custody. Ashley Medina. Narcisco Ramos. Daniel Ramirez. Oh, he's supposed to be here late. And Jesse Inaho. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? Yes, what's your name? Do you have a SID number, a case number? All right. And behind you? All right, does anyone see Esquivel? All right, you need to sit on the front row, you were late. Anyone else on this side? Anyone over here? All right, these are the rules of the court. Attorneys, no talking behind the court reporter when we're on the record. How you know we're on the record? Because I have called the style of the case. No approaching the coordinator or the clerk while we're on the record. How do you know? Because I will have called the style of the case. If you have an inmate, you need to request that they be brought out. Once you requested them, do not leave the courtroom because for security reasons, there are so few inmates that may be brought out. Court reporter, don't lean on her desk. Don't touch her stuff. You break her stuff. You damage your stuff. You will have bought her stuff for $10,000. To the back is the probation officer. Do not surround her or block her view when we're on the record. Also, do not place your items on her desk. That's her office. Somebody please stop this lady with this toddler. I don't know why she's here with a toddler. All right. Then attorneys. On the left side is criminal trial division files. On the right side is family violence files. Once you confer with the state and confer with your client, you may approach the court. To let the court know that you're ready to approach, just ask the clerk or coordinator to pull your file and you will be called in the order of appearance. If you have a client who wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, yes, we need an interpreter, whether you speak their language or not. Today is Friday's Eve, but it's the Friday really for everybody because Friday's a holiday. So let's not bring any bad vibes into the courtroom. Everybody confer with a smile on your face and gladness in your heart. Everyone, please confer. Diana, can you let the clerks know we need somebody out here? Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I saw you. Yeah. I'll leave it up to you. I don't know if she heard that. So when she gets here, we'll find out what
All right, thank you.
Morning. I have MGR Esther Marie. Or Diaz is the last.
Diaz, okay, and you're ready now?
No, she's not here. Phone number does not work, disconnect, et cetera. So when you. First, Diaz. It's. So I got the judge for that. Yeah, that's the version. I would think I'm sort of going to. Yes.
Chicken or quick?
Sure. Do you have a file?
Yeah, I'm here. Morning.
Good morning.
We're waiting on, Ms. Misi was the one to interpret it. So we need
Yeah, it'll have to be through the jail thing. Okay. Okay, all right, you can come back.
I'm waiting on the Alex to get here. Clients here, so I just wanted to. Don't go searching for me to have it brought back. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I don't do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm. Oh, no problem.
Judge, I tried to buy the flowers really.
Oh, no problem.
This woman had asked me to read this out.
Okay.
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 So she gave me the violation.
Okay.
Done there.
All right, and could you have that file back?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, thank you. Macedonio Martinez.
Judge.
Hi.
My understanding is he should be on,
He is,
he is. Okay.
yes.
Um,
Have you conferred with the state?
I have not, and I'll tell you why. Mr. Martinez is represented by Mr. McCrum.
I'm sorry, what?
Mr. McCrum, Scott McCrum.
Okay.
And Mr. McCrum is in federal court in Del Rio right now.
Okay,
And he asked me to come and just get it recalled any day next week so he can be here. I do not know anything about the charges.
all right, and Mr. Martinez, you can unmute. Where are you?
I'm in Laredo, Texas.
All right. And on this case, this is a case that the court gave permission to appear by Zoom?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Martinez,
Yes, Judge.
you are going to be recalled. For April 15th.
Thank
And
you,
that'll be
Judge.
at 9 o'clock. And I'll allow you to appear by Zoom since you're in Laredo. And it'll be the same Zoom link.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're excused. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you so much, Judge.
All right, have a good one. Esther Diaz,
I'm present for her, Your Honor. She is on bond. She's not present. I've called the number I have. It's no longer working.
all right, we're gonna call it. Deputy, could you make an announcement for Esther Marie Ariana Diaz? Dinah, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 8835, State of Texas versus Esther Marie Oriana Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Joseph Upheld for the defense.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:12 a.m. The defendant has not appeared in the courtroom. Deputy, was an announcement made?
Yes, Judge. She's not up there.
All right, defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not. The phone number that I've been provided is the recording I get says it has either been changed or is no longer a working number.
All right, state.
Your Honor, state asks for a bond forfeiture.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you very much, Judge.
And if she appears, we'll call you.
I expect the judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good one. And Adriana, I'm gonna check and see. Here's the violation report. All right, could I see the parties on Derek Reyes? All right, so in this case, have you all reviewed the violation report?
I have, Judge.
All right, are you all prepared to proceed on the violation report?
Judge, yes, we're prepared to address it, Judge.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 2568 and 2023 CR 2569, State of Texas versus Derek Reyes. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Luis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Reyes.
And are you Derek Reyes?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court is in receipt of a violation report for high brack reading with no retest. Who wants to address this?
Judge, I'd like to step in.
Sure.
So Judge, this is for Monday, and if you'll remember, Mr. Reyes was in court that morning. Obviously he's getting ready for court. It's 8 in the morning. He did use mouthwash, got out the door quick. He missed his retest, but he was here in front of you that morning. Did not smell like alcohol, did not have an appearance of intoxication. Appeared before the court. We addressed the issue of the deposition. We're looking for the court date, so I understand that this is what it is with Judge, but he's been on bond for 26 months. He's been on this machine for almost a year and a half. We've never had any violations with him before. And I think it's just a convergence of him using mouthwash, him being in a rush to get out of the house, to get here on time. And I'd ask the court to be mindful of the performance he's had while he's been on bond. And to take him at his word that it was an inadvertent violation. I'd also remind the court that he's been on GPS conditions the entire time he's been on court on bond. We've never had any violations. And this case is set for sentencing in 4 weeks and a deposition to help out the victim's civil case the day before that.
All right, state.
Judge, the state's concern is that Mr. Reyes has performed well on bond leading up to this point. The concern is that at no point has the mouthwash issue come up. It's just concerning that it came up right before he was possibly going to be sentenced to 12 years in prison, the morning right before. So he's gone this entire time without ever once making that mistake. And then it just so happens the day he could possibly go to prison, he makes that mistake. That's just what the state finds suspect, and that's why we'd ask that he be remanded without bond.
I think it's completely inappropriate, given the circumstances, to ask even for a bond increase, much less to ask for him to be remanded. His performance on bond has been exemplary. We've never had an issue getting him to court. We've never had an issue with him being in compliance with GPS or his monitoring before this. Once again, Mr. Reyes was in court that morning. He was before you. There was no smell of alcohol. There was no appearance of intoxication. And as far as the possibility of him going in, there was an understanding that we would ask for additional time to get that deposition done in compliance with the terms of our plea bargain. And so the idea that he would go drinking the night before, I don't think that was backed up by the facts that we saw in court that morning.
All right. So the literature states that using mouthwash will put you at probably 0.06. But he's at 0.018.
I think it was
And so-
0.3 from the violation, Judge.
No, it says he blew a 0.018.
I see the failure that I have is 0.031.
All right, let me look. All right, so here's my question. So you have that test, and then it says that they called him into the office and that he barely passed.
I don't know when they called him into the office, Judge. I don't see that reflected in the violation.
It says additionally, the above referenced defendant came to pretrial services on March 25th
Okay,
for a random alcohol test and blew a 0.018.
I don't understand when that was. I see that in the morning. But that doesn't tell us the timing on that, Judge, doesn't, I don't know, have any information on that as far as,
Well, I mean, it appears, and we'll have the pretrial services officer zoom in, but it appears the 0.018 came after the high bracket 8:19 a.m.
Mhm.
But we shall find out.
Well, Judge, I'm interested to see that because he was here all morning,
Okay.
so.
All right. So I'm gonna send out an email. Everyone just have a seat. I'm gonna send out an email and ask the pretrial services officer to zoom in.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Hello, Laura. Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing well, good.
Okay, what is happening with this case?
Judge, this is the first setting that we've been hearing your court, Judge. I conferred with the state.
There is a possibility that the offer can change a little bit, Judge, for the better for the client. We're just asking for maybe about 2 or 3 weeks to have some mitigation brought over to the state, and that should be it, Judge. But our intention is to fully take this.
All right.
Not as it is right now, hopefully a little bit better, but we just need some mitigation.
All right. And so what is your, any discovery issues?
No, Judge, I believe we have all discovery.
All right. Adriana,
Yes, ma'am.
could you pass me a reset form, please? This is gonna come back then on April 18th.
Thank you, Judge.
You still want to go ahead?
Next year.
And Judge, if we have some type of agreement before that, we can.
Hmm?
Can we come before?
Yes, if you have something worked out before then, you can come before then.
Thank you, Judge. And then typically, Judge, can I just ask the question, just typically, do you allow the community service awards to be paid out?
It just depends on the case.
Thank you.
Adriana, if you'll pass that to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, and could you all, when you all get a chance, if you could bring out, let me see, what is his name? Soto Victorino. There you are, Adriana.
Thank you.
And Adriana, can you call for an interpreter? Thank you. All right, thank you. Hi.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, better morning.
I know. Okay.
Justin Barella.
Oh,
Justin Barella. Hello. All right, let me see here.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Quiet, please.
thank you. All right, probation, what's going on?
Judge, we're here because
Oh.
we're seeking to allow the probationer to receive the support of outpatient treatment as long as he provides ongoing medical prescriptions. Has a medical prescription for compassionate use for marijuana. Right now, his levels are a little higher than normal, that it should be for that. So we've already discussed that. They let him know that those levels need to come down. He did provide medication for what he tested positive for the Tylenol codeine.
Mhm.
So all of that checked out. We do feel that it would be appropriate for him to do supportive outpatient treatment and for us to keep a level of an eye on his levels to make sure they're coming down.
All right, so with regards to the use of the marijuana, just like any other medication that's prescribed, you need to take it as prescribed
Yes, ma'am.
and not take more than. If you end up taking more than, then that's a violation, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And why were you on the Tylenol codeine? What's going on?
When I was trimming some trees for my job and I ended up over calculating the branch falling from the tree, so it knocked me off my ladder and I ended up falling and getting contusions on my ribs.
All right, so are you still taking that medication or you're done?
I'm done.
All right, so we are gonna do, I'm gonna follow probation's recommendation to do supportive outpatient treatment for you. Make sure those levels come down, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other concerns or anything else you need from the court? All right. All right, so we'll do supportive outpatient treatment. All right, don't forget if there's something you need or if there's some issues that come up, let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you.
good luck to you.
You too.
And Your Honor, it's okay for me to go ahead and put accepted use of THC.
Yes,
With the compassionate.
yes, as long as he follows the prescription.
Thanks, Judge.
Hello,
How are you?
all right. Could I see the file on Victor Santorino, please? Hi, it's going to be Juan Carlos Soto Victorino. And his case number is 2023 CR 2763A and 2023 CR 2764A.
Thank you very much.
Victorino Soto? Has he been? All right.
Judge, so let me leave there, I'll show you something, have a picture.
Okay. All right, so is Victorino Soto here? All right, thank you. Stanley Gully. They're bringing him up. Stanley Gully, come forward. You're on this side.
Just put it back in.
All right, how do you pronounce your last name?
Dwelly.
All right, why were you late for court?
Yeah, I don't.
No, you were not here at 9.
I called the court judge and said that I was gonna be late.
No, he was late. I called the docket at 9 a.m. So why were you late?
Probably getting the baby ready.
All right, why are you bringing a baby down here?
I have no one to watch.
Well, who's with the baby now?
Oh.
I'm sorry, who?
My wife.
All right, so again, why are you bringing a baby down here if you have your wife to take care of a baby?
She wanted to come.
Do not bring a child down to court unnecessarily. This courthouse is germy. It's filled with germs. Your baby is still being pushed in a carriage, which tells me your child cannot walk. Is that correct?
Yes,
How old is your child?
3 weeks.
3 weeks? You bringing a 3-week baby to a germy courthouse. His immune system is less than 0 to pick up germs. And I believe that everyone here is presumed to be innocent, right? But you don't know who's walking around here. There are some people who are on probation, who are registered sex offenders, and you bringing an infant down here who's barely 3 weeks old, who should be at the home, right? And let me just tell you something. The fact that people have infants and they bring them down here, that's me acknowledging that you have an infant, but bringing an infant is not to sway me. You understand?
I understand.
Do not bring the infant. What's your child's name?
Tyler.
Do not bring Tyler down here again. He did not expect to be given to you as a child and have to come to a felony court with all these germs. You understand? All right, where are we on this case? Discovery.
The state has extended an offer of pretrial diversion. We're asking for a reset. There's additional material that I would like to provide them in hopes that they will just dismiss it outright.
All right, I need a 30-day reset for PTD. All right, you'll be back on April 25th. If you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge Soto's here.
All right, Victorino Soto. Court is calling 2023 CR 2763A and 2023 CR 2764A. State of Texas versus Juan Carlos Soto Victorino. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Jennifer Zarka for Mr. Soto Victorino.
Are you Mr. Soto Victorino?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record, please.
Cesar Chavez, license number 2203.
All right, thank you. Pretty soon I'm gonna memorize your license number. All right, we're here because Mr. Victor Sotorino's attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. State, have you had a chance to review the motion to withdraw?
I looked over it briefly, Judge.
Any objections to the motion to withdraw, State?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Soto Victorino, do you have any objections to your counsel withdrawing from your case?
No, está bien. No, that's fine.
All right, then why, the last time we were here, you said you objected to it? What has changed your mind?
No, porque pues no contesta el teléfono como quiera, pues que me pongan uno de aquí.
No, because she doesn't answer the phone, so I'd rather have someone from here.
All right. So the motion to withdraw is granted. Your excuse, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Are you able to hire an attorney or do you need one appointed to you?
Necesito hablar con mi familia.
I need to talk to my family.
All right, then you're going to need to talk to your family before, let me give you a date. We're going to recall this back on April 8th, and you need to have spoken to your family. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Judge.
All right, off the record. Is that how you say okay in Spanish?
Okay, same thing. We just write it with an E sometimes.
Oh, okay. I'm learning something new.
Thank you, Judge. Good seeing
All
you.
right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, are the parties here on Reyes? You want to call him and let him know that the pretrial services officer is here? All right, Ms. Lanier, just give us a moment. They're grabbing his attorney.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Larry Foster? Court is calling 2022 CR 0800W, State of Texas versus Larry Foster. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hey, welcome to the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Michael Bellable, Mr. Foster.
And are you Larry Foster?
No.
Did you review a document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney, and did you understand it?
No.
Are you the same Larry L. Foster who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 0800W for the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more on February 23rd, 2022 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
No.
All right, state.
Violating condition number 1, on or about the 20th day of February 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Larry L. Foster, committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
No, that's guilty. It's not true. True.
All right, do you understand what's going on, Mr. Foster?
He has a slight hearing problem on one side.
All right, Mr. Foster, were you able to hear the allegation that the state read?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objection?
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 3 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you revoke the defendant and sentence him to 2 years in the prison, and the state will take into consideration this new number 1 offense, Judge.
And what is the new number 1 offense?
It's the possession of less than a gram, Judge, and I can get that cause number. Oh, yeah. Judge, that's cause number Nightmag NM 752339.
All right. Mr. Foster, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Probation?
Yes, Judge.
Is this probation's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Foster, if you would wish to, I can recommend you for therapeutic community. It doesn't increase the time that you're in the prison, but it will help you hopefully with your alcohol addictions. Would you like that?
Can I just ask a more quick question?
Sure.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Court will request the therapeutic community take in consideration NIMAC number 752339. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Judge.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Foster, how old are you?
62.
You're gonna have to start changing your ways. Otherwise, drugs and alcohol are not a good thing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
You know what? Thank you, Judge, for it.
Oh, thank you.
Really, I don't know, personally, I just want to say that.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Daniel Renee Flores.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2021 CR 9660, State of Texas versus Daniel Renee Flores. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Todd Lesser for Mr. Flores.
Are you Mr. Flores? All right. Are you the same Daniel Renee Flores who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 9660 for the offense of indecency with the child exposure on June 20th, 2023 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Your Honor, violated condition number 22A. On or about the 12th day of October, 2023, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Daniel Renee Flores, did then and there fail to comply with the instructions, of the Bexar County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Sex Offender Program, in violation, I apologize, in which the defendant failed to report a Facebook username.
All right, just one moment. Let's go off the record for a moment. The judgment in this case is not correct. So we're going to have the judgment corrected. So that should take us about 10 minutes, maybe.
I was unaware of this.
Oh, no, the judgment that was entered in the record doesn't show this as an indecency.
Oh.
So that needs to be corrected. It won't take that long to get it corrected. So if y'all will have a seat and we'll come right back.
Absolutely, Judge.
Okay, awesome. Here you are. You're welcome. David Vargas.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Happy Easter.
Oh, happy Easter to you too.
How have you been?
Oh, I've been doing great. How you been doing? Awesome. Oh, you're on this side. All right. Where are we on this case?
As I informed defense this morning that the medical records were just uploaded, and then this morning I also just uploaded a notice of additional discovery for the forensic interview and CPS records. So we're going to make arrangements for him to come to you.
That's
Okay.
correct, Judge.
So any outstanding discovery?
Not that we can tell so far.
So far,
All right. Ms. Ferguson, on this case, I need a 30-day reset. All right. We're going to come back on April 25th.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good Easter.
Oh, you too. And once you sign the reset form, you are excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Here on another matter, but I'm also got to send seeing the 227.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna bounce. back and
Okay.
forth.
All right, no problem. Thank you for letting me know. All right, who's here on Joseph Grosso? Where is he?
Your Honor, he's not present today. This is a case that is set for trial on Monday.
Mhm.
I just, 2 days ago, I got the evaluation for incompetency. There's an agreed incompetency hearing. Judge Carruthers Court next Friday. Monday morning at 10 a.m. My client has an appointment with ACOG.
Okay,
So I'm just asking to give him the situation. I'm asking to get a reset on the case since it'll be disposed of.
all right, so it's agreed competency,
Incompetency.
incompetency.
Incompetency,
Okay.
yes, Your Honor, and likely never to regain competency. So I've conferred briefly this morning, but we'll.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for May 27th. And this is not on the docket today, correct?
Oh, it's on a trial docket Monday, Judge.
Okay.
It's not today.
All right. So State Joseph Grosso, that will not be going on Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Hi, you're back? All right. Can I have the parties back on Mr. Reyes, please? All right. And Laura, just whenever you finish with that, you can just bring it up. All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 2568 and 2023 CR 2569, State of Texas versus Derek Reyes. Could parties re-announce for the record, please?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Luis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Reyes.
All right, and you're Mr. Reyes?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the pretrial services officer who is present is Jasmine Lanier. Ms. Lanier, before I swear you in, were you the person who was supervising Mr. Reyes?
No, Your Honor, his officer is out of office today.
Okay. Do you know anything about this case? And about,
I did take a look at the violation report. I believe that's what this is on, correct?
yes, but the main question is, when did he take the test on March 25th for a random alcohol test at pretrial services?
At
Do you know what
pretrial,
time that was?
yes, it was around 11 a.m. on the 25th.
All right. So if y'all want, we can continue with this officer or we can have the other officer.
Judge, I'd prefer to wait for the other officer because I want to know if there were any other outward indications that he'd been drinking.
All right. So Miss Lanier,
Yes.
on this case, do you know if the officer is going to be available on April 1st?
Yes, he will be back in office on Monday.
State, are you okay with recalling this for April 1st?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So we're going to recall this back for April 1st at 9. And are you on GPS?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you on full GPS or partial GPS?
Full.
All right. So he's on full GPS. That's a layer of protection.
And Judge, if we wanted to have 24-hour monitoring on right now, the court could amend in the interim to scram.
Yes, but will he be able to get scram?
Between now and the first, I don't know, Judge, but we could attempt to do it.
Well, financially, is he able to do
Yes,
it?
Judge, he's able to do it.
All right, Miss Lanier, is it possible to place him on scram today?
I would have to call and see what they have available.
All right. How long would that take for you to give me information on that, you think?
Yeah, I can call them right now if y'all don't mind, I guess, holding off for a few minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
So Norma, this is going to be recalled for April 1st. And then if you'll remain in the courtroom, as soon as she lets me know, we'll know. Okay. And Louis, you don't have any objection to the pretrial services officer appearing by Zoom, do you? All right, thank you.
Okay, yes, Judge, I just got off the phone and they stated that the next available is 2 p.m. on Monday.
Then it doesn't work. That's fine. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see you Monday morning.
All right, do you need a reset form?
I don't, Judge.
All right, we'll see you on Monday. Alex Caragia? Sure. All right, thank you. Yeah, that's fine. All right. They're not ready on that one. Giovanni Ortega?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Yes, Your Honor, in reference to Mr. Ortega's case, we got an offer for pretrial diversion from the state. My client is willing to accept the terms. We've tendered the application to the fourth floor window. So we would respectfully request a 30-day reset. So
Right, thank you. All right, 30-day reset, please. All right, we'll be back on April 25th. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you so much.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You have a nice day. Wait around.
Yes. And can I see the file on Eduardo Lopez, please? Oh, that's done. Ariana Fuentes. Fuentes? All right, thank you. Mr. White, who are you here for?
Jose Caceres.
All right, have you talked to the state?
This is going to be a plea, Judge. I'm just waiting for the paperwork.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room. Is your client with you?
No, he's in custody. He's at Bexar County Jail.
No, he's not. Okay. The only person on Zoom is Eduardo Lopez. All right, Mr. White, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 1. As soon as your client is on, we'll send him there as well.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, so what is happening with this case?
Judge, a supplemental report was submitted to you last week in regards to Ms. Fuentes' continued use of marijuana. I spoke with her. She said she last used possibly a week or so ago. Otherwise, she's done well on probation. She obtained her diploma. She's been reporting as she should. The community service hours were waived due to her completing her diploma.
Okay.
She's been making regular payments for her fees. She is in arrears a little bit right now, but she has a plan to get back on track for that. What probation is recommending is, she's set to expire right now on June the 1st. We would ask that she be extended a year. Close out the condition for turning points due to her obtaining it somewhere else, and turning point program is no longer valid. We would ask that extend a year, give her a chance to do intensive outpatient treatment one more time. She's gotten so close to the end of it. Weekly UAs until she's negative via the IVR hotline. And intensive outpatient treatment.
All right. Do you want to go to state jail facility for 2 years?
No, ma'am.
All right. So you need to ask yourself, is smoking marijuana worth potentially going to the state jail facility for 2 years? If it is, continue to smoke it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not allowed to smoke marijuana on probation. You're not allowed to drink alcohol on probation. Those are the rules. If people want those rules changed, they need to talk to their state legislature. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I do commend you for getting your diploma. Now, what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
I'm planning to go to school for physical therapy
When are you planning on doing that?
as soon as I get my vehicle, because I can't really just depend on my mom driving me everywhere.
What's wrong with VIA?
What was that?
What's wrong with VIA? Let's say your mom, continues doing what she's doing because she's living her life. And let's say you're never able to get a vehicle. Then what are you going to do?
By any means, find my way to transport.
So that's what you need to be working on now. There's no shame in riding the VIA bus. The VIA bus will get you from point A to point B. And guess what? To make sure you're on time, you take the first bus on the route. They have VIA buses that go throughout the city or wherever you need to be. But if you sit around waiting till everything's perfect, guess what? Nothing's ever going to be perfect. I caught the bus all through law school. I caught the bus when I first started practicing law. I didn't have a vehicle. I know some people were driving vehicles to high school. I walked. There's no shame in doing that because you got to look at the big picture. And the big picture, you're saying you want to be a physical therapist?
Yes.
Well, you can't be sitting there constantly planning. You got to do. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you want supportive outpatient treatment or intensive? All right. So there's to be intensive outpatient treatment. Extend for 1 year. You would have been done. The UA hotline with weekly testing, test for levels. And what else did you want? You wanted a program waived?
The turning point program. And Judge, if we could do silver support meetings, that would be good.
Okay. All right, we're going to waive the turning point program as a condition. And 90 sober support meetings in 90 days. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No,
All right, and are you military? Is that why you're wearing the Army shirt?
I actually was looking into it to go for physical therapy, but I just have some stuff holding me back.
All right, see, here's the thing. You're constantly looking into things, but you're not taking the steps to make it happen. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're
Have a
welcome.
nice day.
You too. Jasmine Vasquez. Right. Court is calling 2020 CR 8359, State of Texas versus Jasmine Madeline Vasquez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins from the state.
Defense?
Libby Weiderman.
All right, and you're on this side and your client's in the middle. And are you Ms. Vasquez? Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jasmine Madeline Vasquez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 8359 for the offense of theft $750 to $2,500 on January 19, 2021 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 6th day of December 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jasmine Madeline Vasquez, did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely methamphetamines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
In your honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking that you revoke the defendant's community supervision and sentence her to 91 days in the Bexar County Jail.
All right. And why am I sentencing, why is the suggestion for 91 days? Or what has she done? I'm assuming this 91 days is with anticipation that it'd be a judgment satisfied?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so what has she done on probation?
Judge, she's been on, her probation was extended, so she's been on probation for a total of 3 years. Her probation, I mean, obviously the.
Was she extended?
Yes.
Okay.
She was extended 1 year, but she's been on for 3 years.
Okay.
Obviously,
Yeah.
her probation period has expired.
Yes.
She, you know, obviously at the tail end was not doing well. She had positive drug tests. Unfortunately, she had gotten herself back into a relationship with somebody that.
Let me ask you this. If she's drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right, has she done a drug test?
Not today. She's been drug tested by pretrial services and she's been negative.
All right, if you have a drug test and you're not on oath yet, if you do a drug test today, what are the results going to be? All right, let's do a drug test. And let me explain something to you. If this is negative, great. If it's not, we'll see where we are. You understand? All right.
Where would you like her to go?
Oh, she'll sit there. They're gonna,
Okay, they're gonna do it here today?
yes.
Okay, perfect.
Do you need any water?
I have a slot in my mind.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, and is there an interpreter here? We'll need an interpreter. All right, who's here on Daniel Flores? Daniel Flores. All right, we're back on the record in 2021 CR 9660, State of Texas versus Daniel Renee Flores. Could I have the parties re-announce for the record, please, for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense?
Todd Lester for Mr. Flores.
All right, are you Mr. Flores? Right. So defense, the court is going to show you the order of deferred adjudication and the amended order of deferred adjudication. The amended order reflects the charge that he's on deferred adjudication for. And I want you to review that and state if you'll review that and if there are any objections to that order being entered.
Okay. Led to that. We have no objections, Your Honor.
So there is no objection to the amended order, state?
No objection, Your Honor.
Defense?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, do you have any objections to the amended order?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, so defense has pled true to violation of 22A, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, and state, are you waiving the other violations?
Yes, Your Honor. And just for specificity's sake, I believe there's two 22As, and we're just having them plead true to the very first one. And then state would waive and abandon all of the others, Your Honor.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation 22A, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of 22A?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 22A true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
And what are you all requesting?
Judge, I understand probation is recommending state ISF cognitive, and we believe that would be appropriate in the situation.
Absolutely.
All right. So what is the issue? Mr. Flores, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Daniel Flores.
All right, so what is the issue? Why are you not doing what you're supposed to do?
I had deleted the Facebook, but I didn't deactivate it fully.
Why is that?
I just deleted it like out of my phone because I had deleted it with the probation officer right there, like the whole app with her. And I just didn't go, like I never went back to deactivate it. I just deleted the app.
So are you saying you deleted the app when? When you were placed on probation or after?
When I was placed on probation and she had went through my phone and asked me if I had it and I said, yes, I had it. And we had deleted it from there. But I never deactivated it fully.
All right. So the question is there any evidence that he has been using Facebook?
Past that, or what the exact nature of the social media is, Your Honor, the state does not have further information on it.
All right. Probation? Is this your recommendation? All right. And I will tell both parties, I do remember this case, and I know there's some cognitive issues that are going on. All right, the court will deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions for well, here's the thing. Is there a reason we're doing ISF cognitive if the issue is, one, he deleted his deleted his Facebook app with the probation officer. The probation officer showed him how to delete it. He deleted it. And I know with regards to this defendant, I remember this case, there are some cognitive issues going on with him. Why are we doing ISF? Are we doing it for punishment? Or is there something else?
Judge, it's my understanding that in relation to the totality of the motion that the state put in front of you, we are pleading true to that one allegation. However, it is kind of it's a punishment, really,
Okay.
Judge.
All right. And you're still on our oath. Do you live at home by yourself or with someone else?
I was living with, when I got on probation, I was staying with my tia.
So where are you living now? I mean, have you been living with your aunt?
No, man.
Okay, where had you been living?
I was, well, yeah, yes, I was staying with my aunt.
All right.
But then there was issues at the house that the probation officer wanted my aunt to do. And she didn't want to do all that, so I started looking for a place, and then that's when I got the ATR.
All right. Because I see in here that there is a placement of Halloween decorations.
Yes, there was my probation officer had said something about that, and it was just a little pumpkin. I didn't even notice it either.
Okay. All right. Do you have a place to stay?
Right now, no, I do not.
All right. All right, we'll alternate amend for ISF then. And make sure you let them know that you don't have a place to stay so that they can start working on perhaps finding a place for you to stay.
That's the really issue, the place to stay. That's the really issue because where I live for most of my life, there's a school right behind it.
All right.
With my mom. So when I got on probation, I was at the Haven for over 2 weeks, and then my dad offered to take me in her place, and the probation officer went by and she wanted all this stuff to get, took me down from the house, and my dad just didn't want to go through with it. So I
All right.
started looking for a place after that, but it's hard to look for a place right now.
So this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna go to ISF, make sure you let them know and let probation know that you do not have a place to stay. And then what we will do is if things don't work out with probation, you still don't have a place to stay, you can come back to the court and let us know and we'll see what we can do.
Can I,
Attorneys will always tell you stop while you're ahead. All right, but you know, if there's an issue, you can come back to this court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. Hey, Norma. We have Eduardo Lopez Tovar. Lopez Tovar. And the cause number is 2024 CR 0998. No, it's not a plea. It's just to see where they are in discovery. And he's by Zoom. Ah,
This is on his case.
oh, excuse me. It is, it's a dismissal. All right. Can you let Mr. Tovar know?
Yes, he's on Zoom.
He's on Zoom.
Just let him know.
Could you let him know to unmute?
Señor López Tovar, por favor, puede prender su micrófono.
Everyone, please, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop speaking so that he can hear. And will you let him know his case has been dismissed?
Señor López Tovar, nada más para informarle que su caso se ha desestimado.
So if you'll let him know, he no longer has a case pending in this court.
Lo que quiere decir que es que ya no tiene un caso pendiente en este tribunal.
Oh,
I'll be in contact.
Y su abogada va a estar va a contactarlo.
ok, muy bien.
Okay, very well.
All right, and let him know he can Zoom off.
Okay, ya se puede desconectar, señor.
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Diana, it never fails. Whenever we're not on the record, there is so much silence. You can hear crickets chirp, pins drop. And the minute I start calling the case, a lot of chatter. I don't understand. Okay, that's, my mom says sometimes that's all people understand. And everyone, we're recessing at 12. Okay, sure. All right, Sarah Elizabeth Gutierrez. You're on this side, counsel. All right, and this is Criminal Trial Division. All right, what's happening? Has she been accepted into mental health court?
Good morning, Judge. She has a screening for mental health court this Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Okay,
I'm appearing here for Mr. Mario Moreno. He's currently out of the office right now. He just asked that I make you aware that of the situation she's in terms of her county court 4 case and the 187, she's being screened for a mental health court on Tuesday at 9 a.m.
all right, so we're gonna recall this for April 16th.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions about anything?
Not at this time.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
once you get the reset form, you're excused. Christopher Rodriguez.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I don't know why you always stand in the center. You know you're on this side, but you do it every time for some unknown reason. All right, Christopher Rodriguez, today is plea deadline date. Are you accepting the offer or rejecting the offer?
Your Honor, we've produced some new mitigation evidence to the state. They've made us a new offer. I need some time to talk to Mr. Rodriguez about that.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, so we're going to call you back for April 1st.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You have any questions, Mr. Rodriguez?
I was just trying to figure out how many days away that was.
Oh, April 1st, that's Monday. And today is Thursday, so you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we'll bring you back on Monday. Did you need more time than April 1st?
Please.
All right, we'll call you back on April 2nd.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson, recall this for April 2nd for plea deadline date. All right, and Norma, make sure Mr. Rodriguez is dressed on the 2nd. Ralph Arespe. And Norma, that person still hasn't zoomed in from the jail. All right, thank you. All right, hello. Morning. All right, what's happening with this case?
This case was an at-large case. I was on the case fairly recently. I did confer with the ADA. We got a plea offer.
Okay.
I'm asking for a pretrial setting for a plea bargain deadline, so I have time to talk to my client a little bit more in detail. As well, the case a little bit more.
All right, is 3 weeks enough?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can get a 3-week reset on Ralph Arespe. All right, we'll be back on April 18th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, thank you, you too. Deputy Mejia, could you bring up Kent Yates? Yes. And can I see the file on Kent Yates, please? Yes. Norma Kent Yates is going to be recalled for April 8th. April 8th. All right, who's here for Joseph Kruger? Hi,
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
you're here for Kruger?
Yes,
Yes.
so Your Honor, we also put it up there. So Judge, there was a charge that was sealed, got unsealed today. They need to contact complaining witness. However, I do think we need to have a bond set for Mr. Kruger. I'm hoping we can get that done today.
All right, and where is Mr. Kruger?
He's in the box right now.
Hello, Mr. Kruger.
Can we have, him come up?
You're gonna have to file a motion on the bond. Or either, we can see if Judge Nahara could take it without.
If we can do something today, because I know he's on bond on his 2 cases, so the
Okay.
quicker we can get something figured out.
Oh, no,
that'd
we'll
be
get
great.
something done today.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you see if Judge Nahara is able to take this today?
Let me ask that. Yes, you're right. Hmm? Oh, that's fine.
He's in a breakout room. All right, and Adriana, do you have the file on Robert Medford? Medford, that's the one I was asking to be brought out.
So.
I'll give you the cause number again. Oh, here you are.
Oh, thank you.
1:30? Okay, that's all I'm gonna. Sorry. Let me call them out again and see what they say.
All right, Jasmine Vasquez. All right. Do you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Jasmine Vasquez.
All right, are you employed?
I have a job interview today at 3.
All right, and what are you interviewing for?
It's in Selma, Texas. I'm interviewing to be an admin.
What are you gonna be doing?
Screenshot that she sent me
My
about
email,
the
right, I
email
sent her
about the
a
job.
screenshot of the email.
All right, excuse me, one at a time, and you need to speak up.
I sent her the screenshot of the email confirming that I had a job interview today.
No, I mean, I'm asking you, what is your job interview for?
That's what I was looking up.
Well, I mean, you don't know what
I'm
you're,
an admin for a building, but I forgot the name of it.
no, I'm not asking you for the name of the building. What job are you trying to acquire?
Oh, I just teach people how to use an app for the building that I work at, or the building that they work at. It's translating from English to Spanish.
Oh, okay. Do you have children?
I have to.
And what are their ages?
2-year-old, well, she's going to in April, and the 6-year-old.
Just so you know, the employer's name is Don Sanfilippo.
All right,
He owns the company or the building.
okay. All right, so this is what probation is telling me. Probation is telling me that your lines are faint.
But it still
Which-
means it's negative.
No, hear me out. She's telling me your lines are faint. And the 2 lines that are faint, if somebody were positive, those would be the 2 lines that would be faint. You understand?
Okay.
So, does it count as a negative? Yes. You know what's going on in your life better than what I know what's going on in your life. You can unfold your arms. Here's the thing, you know what you were doing. I wasn't there, your attorney wasn't there, state wasn't there. What I am telling you is if you don't get your life in order, you know what's going to end up happening? Somebody may end up having to identify your body because the last time you used drugs may be the last time you used drugs. Then you know what end up happening? Your children are going to be in the system unless you have a relative who's going to step up. And if no relative steps up, you're saying you have a young baby who's 2? People love to adopt babies, right? And so your children may end up getting separated. But if you don't 100% get your life together and don't 100% make sure you put your children first, that's what may end up happening. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will follow your agreement. Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right. The court is going to grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 91 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served, and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You better take heed and do right. You understand?
I'm trying,
Judge, she also has an appointment. She's been accepted to Rise Recovery
Yes.
outpatient.
Awesome.
And she starts tonight.
Okay, awesome. Well, you're no longer in probation in this court, but if something comes up or you need some guidance on something, or you need some treatment and you can't find treatment, you can always come back here. All right?
thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Judge.
All right, good luck to you. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court. And good luck on your interview. My mom always says if they give you the interview, that means you have the job.
It's a second interview, so
Oh.
we're hoping.
Oh, yeah, you have the job then. Go in there with confidence.
She need to do a print. She need to.
Oh, yeah. They'll just ask the deputies. Jerome, did you need something? All right,
Judge, we
Mr.
just need the ADA's paperwork for Mr. Caceres. We've already done the course paperwork.
All right, so state if you could get him the paperwork.
Yeah, I don't know if we've spoken to this yet.
All right. Mr. White, can you text me your cell number, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and Mr. Yates? Okay. Mr. Just a second. Mr. Yates? Your attorney is in jury trial. Is this Mr. Yates? Oh, hi, okay. Mr. Yates, your attorney is in a jury trial in the 226, so we're gonna recall you back for April 8th, okay?
April the eighth.
Yes.
And what would that be for?
We will see. We'll speak to your attorney at that time, okay?
April the eighth, okay.
All right, thank you.
Then, Your Honor, I just wanted to let the court know that I emailed Mr. White, letting him know that we will be sending over those documents. I do not have access to those systems.
Okay.
So Ally was the one taking care of it, because it's a system from mostly pre-COVID.
Okay.
So we are working on it.
All right, thank you. Mr. White, they're working on sending you the paperwork.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I don't have it. No, it's nowhere here. Okay. Okay. All right. They'll be forwarding the paperwork to you. Angela Pettis. Riot Aguilar. Ashley Medina. Narcisco Ramos.
It's okay. I wish I was had a big East.
No.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so you need to take those now.
So here's the-
So then, if this call comes in at 1:10. The assault off and then there was so then he said that was his red dot. And he needs to read the picture of it. It reaches on those. And then at 12:30, there's another picture. He took to the restaurant across the. And then.
Sorry, Mark, it's been like 2 years.
So. So. Thanks. So hang it that sheet. And they called it like. Okay.
Ellie, hi. On Medford, has the complainant been informed?
I left our attorney to with them, they're not in service.
Okay.
I know they were fine with the no harmful and injurious when the person on probation, and
Yes.
they had no violation.
Okay, all right, thank you. Everyone, the court is taking its recess at noon. Any case that is not taken care of by that time, you're going to need to come back in the afternoon. Christopher Buenatella. Hello.
I'm playing a part of marriage contract. I understand you want me to stand in the middle.
All right, everyone, we're going to go on the record, so do not talk behind the court reporter. Court is calling 2024 CR 2440, State of Texas versus Christopher Buenatello. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hey, welcome to the state.
Defense?
Doug Campbell, Judge, I'm standing in for Meredith Chacon. I've checked with her client. And if you'd inquire if it's okay. I think.
All right. Are you Christopher Buenatello?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're under oath. Do you have any objections to Mr. Campbell standing in for Meredith Chacon?
No, Your Honor.
State any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. How do you pronounce your last name?
Went there.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to be able to do that. Buenatello? Buenatello.
Buenatello
Oh, see, I like that better.
Hey,
Buenatello.
or Buenatello.
Oh, that's asking a lot. All right, I'm gonna work on it.
We got it.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment? State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
All right. Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Do you understand?
Yes, I have.
Do you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I have.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses? Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Bortello, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
Yes, sir.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I have.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
Any objection?
No objections.
All right, state, you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
Going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. Judge, I know that one of the recommendations in our plea bargain for the court to follow was to have my client do a TAP evaluation.
Mhm.
He's got ties to this community. He understands he needs to check in with probation. The court allows him to go on to probation and follows our agreement. He would just ask that he be allowed to do a self-evaluation out in the world because this is Easter weekend and he'd like to be with his family.
Everybody always want to be with their family when they're in custody, but when they're out of custody, it seems that they have no time for family. Everybody always want to celebrate a birthday, a Easter, a communion, and then you're never there. But I understand what you're saying, counsel. All right. Who is Elizabeth Gutierrez to you?
My sister.
How many children you have?
Wait, what?
How many children do you have?
Reverse it.
Who is she?
Elizabeth Gutierrez.
Yes, who is she? She's not your sister?
Elizabeth sounds more like my mom's last name.
All right, so
Our middle name, and then my Gutierrez.
Elizabeth Ann Gutierrez, who is that?
My mom and my sister.
All right.
I was like, wait, what? Sorry.
How many children do you have?
None.
All right, so who are you planning on spending Easter with?
My mom's.
I had a bad relationship with her for this last 4 years since I've been out. And I kind of just snapped recently that I need to spend more time with her.
All right, so here's my question. You just got out from where?
TDC 4 years ago.
What were you in TDC for?
List of charges.
I'm sorry, what?
A list of charges I came.
All right, what's the main charge?
Aggravated robbery. I did a little 4 years in Bristol.
All right, aggravated robbery, that's not a 4-year sentence.
No, but I signed on a 7-year silence and I did 3 years on probation.
No, the range of punishment for aggravated robbery is 5 to 99 years of life. So if you're telling me you did 4 years, that's not for an aggravated.
I had pled guilty to the aggravated robbery and dropped it down to a simple robbery.
Ah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now that makes sense.
I'd like to say you're his attorney on that because that sounds like a good move, Judge.
Okay. All right, when's the last time you had employment?
The beginning of January 3rd, 2020.
Doing what?
Demolition when I first got out.
And how often have you been using meth?
I just recently stopped about like I want to say 9. I don't know, but I was about to lie to you 6 months ago.
No, how long you been at the Bexar County Jail?
A week, but
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Probation, how long is TAP evaluation in custody? All right. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's to be a TAP evaluation in custody. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, field visits, 1 time per month for 4 months, and then at probation's discretion. How far did you go in school?
11.
Why did you drop out?
The aggravated robbery
All right.
happened at a school bus stop.
All right.
I get to make it to school.
Yeah. All right. 200 hours community service restitution. There's to, he's to either obtain his GED or some type of certificate from a trade school. If he does that, then the community services will be waived. Otherwise, you're going to have to do the community service hours. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And what are all these tattoos about?
When
When did you get them?
17 years old to 20 years old.
Did you get some at the prison?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to want a gang evaluation. Probation, is there anything else he needs? And we're going to do 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And follow TAP recommendations. All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You say you love your family. Don't be that person that takes drugs and then they have to identify your body. You understand? In this court, communication is key. If you have an issue, let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. All right? Good luck to you. Thank you. Alejo Aguirre. Oh, has he been? This is your person who needs a bond set, or is this somebody different?
No, we're gonna go at 1:30 on him. This is, it's not mine.
All right, who's here on Alejo Aguirre? All right. Jonathan Oleg. Roberto Andrade. And where is Mr. Andrade? And I know Mr. Kuntz was recently appointed, so where are we on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I've conferred with the state. They made an initial offer today. They haven't had recent contact with the complainant, so I would request a short reset to give the state an opportunity to make contact and see where the complainant stands now, because we feel that that may, we're hopeful that that would result in adjusting the offer a bit.
All right, April 4th.
Sounds great, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall Andrade, Roberto Andrade for April 4th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Christopher Esquivel. Come forward, please. All right, why were you late, sir?
Because there was a detour on the exit on the highway.
All right, so that means that you didn't leave your house early enough. You need to make sure you're on time, okay? All right, we're going to recall your case for April 8th. Your attorney is in federal court. All right, once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, Norma, Christopher Esquivel is April 8th. All right, what is happening on Hamensi?
The state has offered.
Sure. Hello. Yes.
You tell us now.
Yes, Judge. So we heard back from Chief of the Division this morning that they were in agreement for felony mental health, ETD.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, on Hamensi, if you'll reset that in 30 days. All right, April 23rd.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Once she signs the reset form, she's excused. Hi. Cornelius, we're gonna see what happens with the women's NCAA. It's, yeah. We're gonna see what the showdown, we're gonna see if anybody's gonna choke. But I'm just hoping everybody plays well, but I'm hoping LSU pulls through. Well, you know you said you would always go with my team if your team wasn't in that, and I appreciate that. But again, it goes back to what you say. You can't let people hang around because you got to make them look in the mirror who they are. It always, and you know, have you ever seen where the clock didn't, can you think of a time where the clock didn't strike? Even when Gonzaga was playing with the former coach of the Lakers, the clock ended up striking midnight. Mhm. Clock. Yeah. And you know what the problem is? When the clock strikes 12, the first thing you do when it's, you know, when the bells are chiming, you stop and you look in the mirror. Then I'm trying to think of, can you ever think of a Cinderella team who ended up lifting? Oh, Wolfpack or Wolverines.
When they beat,
Yeah, their coach passed. You remember that coach had cancer and he passed? Vinny, is it Vinny? Jimmy V, yes. What was the name of his team?
what's an SEC? Yeah.
Yeah, were they the Wolf Pack or Wolf, or something?
Back or something.
The clock did not strike for them.
They beat,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So he said he's gonna be talked about on April 1st.
Okay.
And his client is.
All right. Yeah, that's the only team I can remember. Oh, yeah, the fight. Yeah. I'm telling you, it happens. Daniel Ramirez, if you'll come forward, please. Okay.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Your your attorney is in trial at the moment.
Okay.
So we're gonna recall you for April 1st, all right?
Awesome.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, thank you. They went out. Well, I mean,
Did they, what did they talk? Didn't go North Carolina State? He didn't go North Carolina. I think he was North Carolina.
I'm gonna have to check my memory bank on that one. But you know, I thought it was always a shame that Ewing did that play where the guy, I feel sorry for him. Yeah. Oh, downtown Freddie Brown. Yeah. Jonathan Oleg. Where is he?
It's not set today on, it's actually set on the 11th.
Uh-huh.
That and another case I have, I was wondering if I could get like a 1-day or 2-day reset. My wife's having a procedure that day.
I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're
My
saying.
wife's having a procedure, they're doing a biopsy.
Oh, sure.
So I need to be there, take her to the hospital.
When do you want it set?
Whenever, works for the court. It's on the 11th, so one's an MTR and one's a new case, whatever works for the court. That's the only day I have a conflict.
All right. Do you want to call it for the 18th?
Be fine, whatever the court.
All right. And I'm sure everything's going to go fine. I'll let my mom know. All right. So we'll bring them back on the 18th. Are any of them on bond?
No, one is.
All right. Will you be able to let him know?
Okay. Jonathan's in jail, the other one's on bond.
All right. So we'll recall it for the 18th.
Thanks, Sharon.
You're welcome. Number Oleg is being recalled for the 18th. 18th. And he was on Kruger as well, right? Yes. And then the stipulations have been sent to you all by email. It's too large to download. And that's for the plea by Zoom. Ah, okay. Okay. All right, we'll see what happens down there. All right, who is here on Pope?
I am Judge.
All right, if you'll come forward. Where's the court reporter?
Okay, well.
All right, just 1 second. Mr. Cox, this is your personal office. Can you see if she's back there?
Oh, right here.
Oh, there you are. I didn't see you.
I'm getting March.
I could not.
Heard bar number.
Stand right in the middle.
I couldn't see you. Diana, you were surrounded by giants, so I couldn't see you. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 10971, State of Texas versus Joe Barry Pope. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, your
Defense?
Richard Garcia for the defense, Judge, ready?
And are you Mr. Pope?
Yes, ma'am.
And state, is this a plea to one case?
Yes, Your Honor, that's the felon in possession of a firearm repeater.
All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review that with your client?
We have, Judge, and yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Pope, did you review what's entitled true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Pope, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with felon in possession of a firearm? The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If the state proves up the enhancement allegation, then your range of punishment will be anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pope, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, you are to agree that you've been previously convicted of one or more felonies for purposes of enhancement. Their punishment is to be assessed at 15 years in the prison. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration the following cause number: 2021 CR 11006, 11005, and 10970. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
To the enhancement paragraph, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Right. All right, state you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Pope, showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. For the court's information, Mr. Pope has entered in Comal County, he has signed for a 32 years sentence. He was granted 716 days credit for that case. And so we're asking that you run this case concurrent with that case and give him credit for the time that he's been here in Bexar County. It's 260 something days. I'm not exactly, but I did call Comal County and verify the 719 days.
All
So
right.
we're asking that you give him credit for that.
All right. And do you know the cause number for the case in Comal County?
No, Your Honor, but I can get it for you.
All right. So this court will do, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 15 years in the prison. The enhancement is true, give you credit for any time served in Bexar County. Take in consideration 2021 CR 11006, 2021 CR 11005, 2021 CR 1070, and give you credit of 719 days served in Comal County. And you're probably going to need to get those exact dates for them to put in the judgment. And this will run concurrent with the Coleman County case. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
35.
All right, I know that's a lot of time, the 32 years and then the 15 years here, but it's going to run concurrent. When you are released, you need to make better decisions. Otherwise, you're going to end up right back here and spending your life at the prison. You understand? When you go to prison, don't become institutionalized, all right? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. I'll get that information to you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Could I have a stamp, please, for a plea? That's okay. All right, has he been sworn in?
Yeah, no, I'm just putting him here, so.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yes, I don't have have the steps been done? No, it's Casares. Yes, these are the steps, but there should have been an email sent to one of the clerks for the paperwork. All right, just one moment, counsel.
No problem, Judge.
Okay. Yes. And counsel, what I'll do is I'll send you all back to the breakout room. All right, and the
Okay.
clerk, the clerk is going to log in. So if you all will go back to breakout room number 1, please. Christopher Medina. All right, can I see the file stamp for motion to revoke, please? All right, what's happening with this case?
Judge, we conferred, but we do not have an agreement. We're going to entering a plea of not true on the violations and asking for contested.
All right.
Ferguson has suggested April 15th.
All right, so we'll be back then on April 15th for a contest.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Yeah. All right. All right, we'll be April 15th. Defense, do you anticipate having witnesses?
Possibly, Judge. It depends on which violations the state decides to go on.
All right. Are you proceeding on all the violations?
For now, Your Honor, unless.
They're proceeding on all the violations. And I
As a-
need to know this, so I will know
I
whether
don't
the,
anticipate a long hearing, Judge. I don't anticipate a long hearing.
all right, so,
30 minutes.
And all technical violations, Your Honor, not the new number ones. I apologize, just to be clear on that. I'm sorry.
okay.
If it's just a technical, I won't have any witnesses.
All right, so we will be back on April 15th at 9 a.m. for a contested.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ms. Abrams, Christopher Medina, April 15th for contested. Joe Hernandez. All right, so where are we in this case?
Judge, this is the third setting. I did get the bargain offer from Jason this morning. At this point, Mr. Hernandez is not inclined to take that. I've been talking to Hank to see if we can adjust that a little bit, but we're not there yet.
All right, how long would this jury trial take?
3 days.
Okay. All right.
And I'm not saying we won't get to a plea bargain that we can accept, but we're just not there yet.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, are you able to set this for April 22nd? And you'll be brought over dressed for trial. That'll be your plea deadline date and jury trial date.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
Is that 2-2, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
And counsel, before you leave, if you all could do an acknowledgement of discovery. And Norma, make sure to have him dressed. Okay. State, did you all complete the paperwork on Casares?
Yes, Your Honor.
Whose box is it in? Does it show?
They're gonna just withdraw the. It's a different case. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's not you.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Because it's not in my box.
To like jail. See something though that says it might have been undeliverable to sorry, this is on Alice.
No problem. Norma? They say the paperwork is with you.
It might have been under.
Okay. Ruby Cossaris.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, you're on this side. All right, what's going on with this case?
Your Honor, state withdrew the MTR, and then just for the court's knowledge as well,
Well, I haven't signed a withdrawal.
I apologize.
That's
That was
okay.
the state's kind of offering, if you will. So I'm already to my a different case, Your Honor. There is a new number one that for the court's knowledge, the state is going to recommend to the misdemeanor team that they need to close that case out via an ICR. And so because the new number one is kind of the bulwark of the issue, that was the reason for the state's proposal with respect to the withdrawal of the MTR.
All right, probation.
Probation is an agreement.
All right. So Ms. Cossaris, you're not under oath, but what is going on?
And nothing, I just didn't report for a couple of, I guess, 2 months.
All right, so how are we handling her not reporting?
How's the what?
Oh, I'm speaking to everybody. I understand that there are mental health issues that are going on, but what is the stopgap so we won't be back here again for this? Because otherwise, we're going to be back here again for this.
I think she needs to continue with some type of mental health treatment. I'd leave that up to probation office.
All right, probation. What is it we can do for Ms. Cossaris?
Put her back to the mental health caseload.
Okay. So I'm going to ask that conditions be altered and amended for the mental health caseload. Do you have a place to live?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else? Probation you think she needs?
She needs to finish up her classes. Does have anger management still pending. I would request that the court put a deadline on that anger management class. She is due to expire at the end of the year.
All right. She's going to be extended for 1 year. And if you don't want to be extended, you're going to have to need to follow through. Do you understand?
I understand. Yes,
So if whatever you need to do, if you need to get a calendar, get a calendar. You understand?
I understand. Yes.
All right. So she's going to be extended for a year. And what deadline do you want for classes? All right. You need to have completed your classes by August 31st. You understand?
I understand. Yes.
And then the motion will be withdrawn, but let's reset this just for you to appear so we can see where you are with your classes and everything. So we're going to recall this on, Norma, can we do this for May 16th? I'm sorry, not May 16th. No, May 16th.
The state will be here, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to come back on May 16th to get an update on how you're doing in your classes. So make sure that you've signed up for them. Do you understand?
I understand.
Is there anything you don't understand?
No, I understand everything.
Anything you need from the court?
Nothing I need from the court now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge.
I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it, Judge. Thank you.
All right, come this way. Over here, brother. Over
Hey,
here.
yes.
Over here.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't know if there was. Yeah.
They have a horse, they're coming.
Everybody does this.
Yeah, one of
Good
Hi.
morning. Hi, I've got 2 clients on the docket today. I'm not sure if you're gonna want to have them up here. Both of them
One, I
Oh,
filed.
once you have them pull the files, I'll take it up.
Okay.
Sure. All right, who's here on Felix Acuna? Felix Acuna. And everyone, just a reminder, we're taking our recess at noon. Do not rush the court at 11:45. Court is calling 2023 CR 9998, State of Texas versus Felix Xavier Montoya Acuna. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Matthew Brown for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Acuna?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have your.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Acuna, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Acuna, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated with a child under 15? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your
Mr. Acuna, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be the DWI intervention, VIP, ignition interlock for half the term, and 2-year driver's license suspension. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection.
All right, state, you may continue to confer. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we'd ask you to follow the agreement. Mr. Acuna, since this incident has started attending AA meetings, even though he's been incarcerated for a few weeks now. Other than that, we just ask you to follow the agreement.
All right, and what's your mental health diagnosis?
My diagnosis,
Yes.
I have anxiety and depression.
All right, because in the police report, he was telling the officers he has schizophrenia.
Don't believe that to be the case, Your Honor.
Have you ever been diagnosed with schizophrenia?
No.
Because it says here that during the interview, you stated you had schizophrenia
No,
and you took Seroquel and Trazodone.
that's for my anxiety and depression.
Okay. All right. Are you employed?
I do work.
What do you do?
I do bathroom remodeling with my uncle. His name is Manuel Salazar.
All right. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. DWI intervention. DWI education course, VIP live, ignition interlock for half the term, 2-year license suspension, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs, TAP evaluation in custody. They're telling me that's 2 weeks. Follow TAP recommendations. MIC evaluation, that can be done out of custody. And I know it'll take some time. You're going to need to sign a medical release so that probation will know what medications you're on. You understanding?
Now, will I have?
Hmm?
Will I have to sign that when I get out?
Yes,
Okay.
they'll talk to you about it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And then at probation's discretion, 150 hours of community service restitution. That'll be waived upon completion of parenting classes. Is Child Protective Services involved or no?
No.
No, Your Honor.
All right. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. Probation, is there anything else he needs? I'm sorry? Oh, thank you. Proof of employment within 40 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. All right, Mr. Acuna, is your family currently living in a hotel?
No, ma'am, we were.
Okay.
It was me, my son and my wife, and sometimes my mother, she is here with us.
All right, do you have a place to stay now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know sometimes that people fall on hard time, but in order to be successful on probation, communication is key. So if there's an issue with your housing or an issue with something else, don't throw your hands up. Let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Judge, if I may,
Yes.
the ignition interlock, he doesn't have a vehicle.
All right, so he'll have to provide, once he provides proof of that, then he can come back and the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Excuse me, can I see the file that I just completed? Ms. Abrams, on Mr. Acuna, if he provides proof of non-driving and non-ownership of a vehicle, then we can change the ignition interlock to something else. Yes. Right, there's that one. All right, Jose Casares. He's in the, let me close the rooms. He's on Zoom.
Sorry, I zoomed over here as soon as I could, Judge.
No. Let me see where that file is. I don't have that file up here. Breakout room will be closing in 19 seconds, so he should be here by that time. All right, and could I have a stapler remover, please? Thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 0057, State of Texas versus Jose Angel Casares. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense?
Jerome White, on behalf of the defendant, we're ready.
All right. And Mr. Casares, if you could unmute, please.
Yeah.
All right. Are you Jose Angel Casares?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Casares is appearing by video. Any objection to Mr. Casares appearing by video, state?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Casares, did you review the document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video? With your attorney, did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to appear by video. Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Casares, did you review a document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your
Yes.
attorney? Did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Courts Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with injury to the elderly, bodily injury?
Yes,
Range of
ma'am.
punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. You should be able.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be I'm sorry. Oh, did you need anything? All right. Counsel.
Yeah, I mean, what sense would it make for me not to?
Has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
I went to prison. I mean, I've been
Yes,
in
Your Honor.
the entire time.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Thank you, Marissa.
I believe he does.
Yeah.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Thank you
Yes,
so
Your
much.
Honor.
Have a
Mr.
wonderful day.
Casares, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, due to the computer issues, the box for I am a United States citizen has not been checked. Any objection to the court checking the box that Mr. Casares is a U.S. citizen? State?
No objection.
Defense?
No objection.
Mr. Casares, any objection?
No, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's been no contact with Velia Delgado Ortiz. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Okay.
Yes, did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yeah.
Yes or
Yes,
no?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places electronically?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendations?
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State offer states one in attachments, Your Honor.
Any
No
objection?
objections.
You may continue to confer.
Thank you.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states Exhibit 1 and attachments and review the same.
Am I supposed to say yes?
No,
No,
just a
she's-
moment.
Okay.
Any more wallpaper back there? Which, we're gonna, which,
All right, after reviewing states Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
It's just been a long road to get him back to competency. We believe that what was offered is in the best interest of my client and to society. We ask the court to follow that recommendation.
All right. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Velia Delgado Ortiz, and there's to be no contact with the address that is listed in the police report.
So I'm getting probation?
Yes, just a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, probation.
Mhm. Can I give me 2 to 10?
There's to be a MIC evaluation. How long is the MIC evaluation? All right. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. TAP evaluation in custody. MIC evaluation in custody, follow the recommendations. Do you have employment or are you receiving SSI?
I'm getting a social security check.
All right. Proof of employment or SSI
Yeah,
within 60 days of release.
okay,
There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Do you
okay.
have a place to stay?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Is that with someone?
This was someone, yeah.
Who would that be?
My grandmother.
All right. There's to be no unsupervised contact. Well, there's to be no contact with minors.
Okay.
Joe Turner.
Field visits.
Yeah.
1 time per month until further notice. Referral for Center for Healthcare Services. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, did you say the MIC evaluation in custody or outside?
What do you suggest, counsel?
They accused me of family violence at first, and then they went and talked to her, then they tried to accuse me of
Counsel?
Judge, I think he has sufficient support to do it outside of custody. So we asking the court to do it outside of custody.
So what support does he have?
He has his grandmother and he has some distant relatives, cousins who will be willing to assist him as needed.
All right, so Mr. White, I'm going to order that he do the MIC evaluation in custody, but if you are able to bring me documentation of that, the court will reconsider.
Okay.
Probation, is there anything else? All right, Mr. Casares, you can unmute. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Mr. Casares, you can hit the space bar and talk.
Hold the space bar down.
on the day that call was made, it was like 6, 7
All
in
right,
the
did you
morning.
review
I
it?
had to be to work at
Yes,
8.
ma'am.
I remind you, I was driving
Because
trucks.
this is a plea bargain agreement,
for
because I
donation
followed your
place.
plea bargain agreement,
And,
and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and an
I'm
affirmative
out.
finding of
I'm out
family
now on the
violence,
charge called not guilty.
you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. You can unmute. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Casares, in this court, we're off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, make sure you communicate with probation. If there's an issue with anything, just let them know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court, okay? You
At the
muted.
space bar.
Would they give me directions and stuff like that to the office?
They
Okay.
will give you directions. Ms. Abrams, do you need him to stay on? All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Deneric Campbell. All right, come down, Mr. Campbell. All right, where are we on the evaluation?
Your Honor, I believe he's been restored.
Okay. All right, so where are we on this case?
I would like to meet with he and his family. They have some thoughts I want to share with you on this and decide where to go from there. Maybe about 10 days out, Your Honor, we need to set it for trial docket or a resolution.
Okay. Have you Tentative offer state?
Give me 30 seconds, give me 10 seconds, Your Honor, I apologize.
Okay, no problem.
He's been gone quite a while.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, we have made it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this. Can you put this on the week of April 15th for a plea deadline date, please? All right, we'll be back on April 16th. At that time, you'll need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And everyone, with that, the court is going on recess. So I'll see everyone else back at 1:30. Okay.